Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be doing a Catfish recap, and this one, of course, another weird one, as they always are, but this one wasn't as weird as you would kind of think. It was like with a twist. So with this one is Breana and Joshua. So Joshua, he's the guy, and they've actually known each other for 11 years, since she was 15 years old, and now she's 26, I believe, something around that. And he never really showed his face on video. It's always like dark or whatever. She has heard his voice, so she knows what he sounds like. He has like a deep voice. And she said that she even saved up money so that she could fly him from California to Minneapolis, where she lives. But he just had like mad excuses, like he had to work or he had to do something. Like he was just always too busy to be able to see her. So, you know, that's what's kind of making her feel some type of way. Although they do talk about building a family, they talk about marriage, they're supposedly dating, they've been dating exclusively for all this time. So she did say it's weird because it seems like he's always working at some type of different job, and she did reveal that she never sent him money, so at least that's good. Like he's not, although she was willing to do the whole plane ticket for him, it's not like he's like using her for money. But he does say things that, depending on the person, they could be like, oh, you know, do you need something? I'll help you out. Sometimes you put that little hook out there and see who's gonna bite and who's gonna catch and who wants to help. But luckily they didn't have that type of relationship. And then she meets with Nev and Max in California, and she did tell them a little bit more about the story and how he kind of like says things like he wants to get to know her soul and things like that. You know, things that you read in these story tales or you see on the Instagram quotes and stuff like that. You know, the relationship memes. Those are the types of things that he would say to her. So those are the things that kind of caught her. She said that she did feel like she wanted to commit suicide at one point, well, at years ago when she was younger. So he was kind of like a saving grace for her. She lived in an all-white neighborhood, she said suburban neighborhood, and she was like one of the darker people there. So they would tend to tease her, call her ugly, say she's too black, and it would affect her self-esteem. So she just kind of felt like, what am I doing here? What am I doing on this planet? I'm like a waste of space or something like that. So I guess with him, he kind of gave her the strength to go on because he saw the beauty that a lot of other people didn't see in her. So Nev and Max, they eventually look him up. Once she gave them a lot of information, they look him up, and they found out that he has like an old and a new Facebook. He did also list his family, his mom and his sister. So they're like, okay, it's possible that this could be a real guy because this is real information. Like, what fake people list their family? You know, like, you're not gonna tag strangers unless they're like that cool that they're gonna be like, okay, you could tag me and I'll accept it. Like, what? You know, so that's making it look a lot more legit. The thing that was kind of weird is that with the two Facebooks, one of them only had a little bit of friends and the second one had like a whole ton of friends, like 3,000 plus. So they're like, you know, that could be a little fishy. Maybe somebody connected it somehow. So they're thinking maybe it could be something like that. He did tell Breana that he had a sister named Special, and it just so happens that the sister listed, her name was Special as well. They saw that there was a lot of females on the page, so they did go ahead and reach out to a few that were most active or that I guess wrote on his wall recently. That's why people has disabled their walls nowadays. I notice a lot of people, including myself, you know, I don't want people just posting random stuff on my wall. Like, no, I want to look at it before I say, okay, I want other people to see this or not. Or sometimes people want to do all kind of stupid advertisements. Like, no, I'm going to have to approve this before you can put stuff on my wall, you know? So, yeah, they saw that these people was talking to him. So they reached out and they found several girls that said that they were like in a relationship with him. One of them was like that she'd been in a relationship with him for 3 years. Another one said that, you know, she was like mad excited. She seemed like she was mad excited to be on camera because she was doing FaceTime with them. She's like, she's been his girlfriend for 3 years, and She's supposed to be his girlfriend, so she don't know what's going on. Another girl, she says, like, pretty much like a similar story. And she said that she was actually with him like a few days ago. So it was multiple women that were saying the same thing. I think it was like another one as well. So they tell Breana their discovery, and of course she was heartbroken because she really wanted to, she was really hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. So in the back of her head, she knew that it was a possibility that he could be a catfish, or that he could be full of crap, he could be living a double life, but she was hoping that everything would kind of work out. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, fingers crossed, I hope. So then they go to meet up with the dude, and he doesn't show up. His friend ends up showing up, and his friend is just like, oh, I'm sorry, Joshua couldn't make it, and he has heard about Breana. He's told him about him. I was thinking to myself, like, is this him, like, pretending to be Joshua? You pretending to be Joshua's friend? Are you playing him right now? That's what I was thinking. He was like, oh, maybe he could be out in Vegas because he got another sister out in Vegas. So they call the sister up to find out if they do have another sister in Vegas. And she says, yes, they have two sisters in Vegas. So that was going to be their next destination. They reach out to him again, and finally he says, like, okay, you can meet me here. They give him an address and everything. So I'm like, okay, we're making some progress. Maybe it's legit, you know what I'm saying? So they meet up with the dude, and he actually was the dude. So he wasn't really a catfish. He was just like a player. That was the problem. So they asked him, well, she asked him about the other girls, and he kind of like stumbles and mumbles. So that's how you know right there that he's telling stories, that he's lying, because he's like, well, you know, like one of those types of things. And he says that there was one other girl. Max and Eve was just like, especially Max. Max was just like, you know, calling out the bullshit real quick, like, no, we spoke to multiple people from your page, and they said that they're in a relationship with you, or they're talking to you, or whatever. And he was like, well, I can't recall multiple at once. I'm just like, yo, you full of crap right now. Yo, he was straight playing too much. He rubs his face, and then he said something about he got to tell her that he was hiding something from her. And then he says that he's not really financially stable right now. He's been trying to run from going to the transitional house because right now he's homeless. He doesn't really have everything together. And he doesn't really have people to stay with. That's why I guess he talks to so many different people so that he can have those relationships and people to stay with, or something along those lines. It's kind of like what I felt like I was getting from him. He says he was like suffering from depression, and that he was looking for people to make him feel good and to stay with. So yeah, he was pretty much probably some of the people he was meeting online. After he builds up a relationship with them, I guess he gets comfortable enough to be able to stay with them. Exhibit A is the other girl that he was talking to. I think her name was Ashley. So yeah, Joshua, they have like a little heart to heart. He says that he does care about her. He does really want to be with her. And he does see himself getting old with her. But I'm just like, how can you even believe somebody like that? I remember somebody did this similar situation to me, but in real life, like without the internet stuff. But yeah, he had like 3 other females. And I'm just like, no. And it was like one of my story times I did on my other channel. I was just like, yeah, we're done. Like, as soon as I found out and confirmed, somebody dead told me, because I found out kind of through Facebook, I was like, nah, bro, you dust. This is the end of this relationship. But yeah, Breana, when they eventually like parted ways, she felt bad about the situation. Of course, he made her feel a lot better by telling her these things, but she was like, there's one more thing she has to do. She wants to talk to Ashley, the last girl, and just kind of hear her side of the story and cut out the middleman, because she feels like Josh is going to tell her his version. He's going to tell her what she wants to hear. This girl doesn't owe her anything. She doesn't know her. She's going to tell her the truth. I had one of those situations too. Somebody was like, oh, but stop calling my man. Who's your man? Call me. And I told her exactly the truth, you know, because I didn't owe him anything. I knew him, but it was like, please, you didn't tell me about this. So, okay. So, yeah, the girl was just like, she told her, like, yeah, he's been telling me the same things. And she was like, I'm blocking him from everything after this, and I'm done with him. And I feel like from there, Breana was able to say, you know what, this is what I really needed. I'm able to now close this chapter, this 11-year chapter, and kind of move on with my life. Because at the end of the day, she was pretty much holding out. I don't know if she got approached like that, you know, because, you know, I'm just going to say, I don't know if she got approached like that by dudes, but even if she did, or if there was people that were interested in her, she probably shut them down like, oh, I have a man, I have a boyfriend, he lives in California, now he lives in Texas, now he lives in Vegas. Like, he's everywhere. So I feel like now she can kind of let that go, and now she knows that she's single, she's alone. So they did meet up with Joshua again, and he tries to play like he didn't know, you know, he didn't know that his words and the things that he's saying, all this sweet talking, is affecting people and making people feel like he's with them. Like, dude, you're telling somebody that you're going to spend the rest of your life with them. You don't think that they think that you're together? I don't get it. I mean, logically speaking, they don't really know you like that. But some of them have met you, you know? And it's really you. You talk to them on the phone, or you FaceTime them, or, you know, in your dark pictures, or whatever you're doing. So, yeah, they're going to think that they're with you. So, yeah, she says that she will always be there for him. She did let him know that, but she says that she just kind of, he has to find himself and know what he wants to do. Because at the end of the day, he's still lost. He's trying to find, it seems almost like he wants somebody to save him. He wants somebody to be there to, like, uplift him, but he gotta uplift himself first. Like, he wouldn't even be good in a relationship, I don't feel, because he has so many issues himself, you know? So a few months later, they kind of catch up with her. She says she still talks to him here and there. Of course, he's not accessible because he's actually doing the whole transitional housing thing. And she says she still cares for him. She still wants to know he's okay, but it's kind of like relieving a burden in a sense, because she no longer has to be like, I'm with somebody, oh, I'm dating somebody, whatever. That's no longer really her responsibility. It's just, how are you now? Is everything okay? So, I mean, I think that although it wasn't really a super catfish, like, I feel like at least this was able to close a chapter for this girl, this woman's life, and now she's able to get on and move on and no longer hold on to this phantom relationship, you know? Well, let me know what y'all thought about this episode down below. Thanks for watching. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see y'all on the next one.